Good evening. It's December 22nd, 2022, and today we had a massive sell off followed by some buying in the late morning, early afternoon. Um, so let's take a look at these trades that I marked. I believe 5 o'clock comes in somewhere around here, so you do get this second entry short um, right here. But the problem is that you'd probably at this time be playing this yellow channel. Really, you wouldn't even be playing it like that. I'd probably be playing it like that. Yeah, that's how I'd be playing it. And so with a new low in place, I just don't think that you would want to take this. So I marked it green, but I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't be taking it. I mean, if I took it, it'd be impulsive, and that's not the type of trade that I'm trying to take. I don't from how I see it, this isn't a high probability setup. But I mean, you can see we've only had one leg down to a new low. So you could be expecting a second leg down. So it, maybe this is a decent setup, but it's probably a little advanced for someone like me. But anyway, we then get two more legs down, and then we go sideways, and this turns out to be a potential channel up here. We actually get confirmation on the low side down here, but then it just goes sideways and eventually leads to a break. So I don't think you can really play that, but I do believe this is a channel. So we get the sideways stuff, and you do get a 1-2 double test right here with a bearish signal bar. Room to these lows to scalp out. So you might take that. It is a bit aggressive because of how congestive it is, but that is, it looks like, it looks like price acceptance, and we get some rejection with this big bullish bar. And so there's reasons to like that double test. But then we're just too far from the EMA. You get this bounce off the EMA, and then we're just kind of going lower, sideways with the downward bias. We come up here, and this is kind of like a repeat pattern. From up here, you get this congestion, and we get a double test with a big bearish bar. This one I don't like as much because you don't have a lot of room. You have just 4 ticks to the lows, so not a great setup right there. But something you might consider. Get a second entry here, but it's in congestion, and it's just in no man's land. More sideways stuff here. But we keep going lower. We keep going lower. We keep bouncing off the EMA. So this was a very strong downtrend, strong downward bias. So when you get this first failed second entry long, I say you take that, because this, to me, I think the way I was looking at it here was prices were trying to come back and test this level. So it failed to come up here. It failed to come up here too, but then it went higher, it failed, and then it tries to go up again, So the way I was looking at it, I think you take that. So you get that failure, even though it looks slightly congested. And then this is like a new high, so you get a first entry, failed second entry right here. You might take that one. But you got this doji. These are all inside bars, so it looked a little suspicious or suspect, whatever. And now we're going sideways here, so I'd probably have it to start. I'd probably have it right here, and that actually That actually might be it. And that makes this one more appealing. So this is how I'd probably be looking at it. And you're going sideways here. So although this is a second entry short, you're going into those lows, and you can see that's where it bounced. But then you get if you're patient, you get a first entry, second entry. I wouldn't go on this one because you're above the EMA and it's a doji, but this one confirms our downtrend, and you get a really bearish bar, so that's like a second entry. I think you can use that as your signal bar because we have a matching high and it closes beneath the EMA, and you can see a lot of people like that one. And it's like a failed break higher out of this range. So slight breakout to the high side leads to a slight breakout to the low side, and then it comes back in, and we get a break of this larger channel here, and we get some more sideways stuff. And then it breaks lower, forms this range. I don't think you can take anything in here. Unfortunately, I don't think you can get in on this big move down unless you looked at this as a failure. But I don't think you can take that. It's too sideways. Too much overlap in here. Too much overlap in here. Dojis. So then now we have this overshoot. And really you've gotten the break and a couple legs down to a new low. So then this thing reverses. I don't see anything. Any shorts in here? Oh, you can see this trap right here though. I didn't see that earlier. So they probably got some people here on this failed second entry long. It ticks lower and then it's just off to the races to the high side. Really, I'd probably be looking at this as a range. Honestly, it's probably like that, and that's what happened is it bounces off the midline. You can see that. So you got to be careful. I don't like any longs in here, especially we just saw that looks like some congestion. So I don't think you want to take this failure. I don't think you want to go long here. And you do get a second entry. I mean, I just don't think with how heavily down the bias is, I don't think you want to take something with a bad signal bar like this. This is a second entry long. And it's just not a good signal bar, but it's second entry long off the trend channel. So I could see why people would be tempted. And this is probably a little steeper. You can see that gap right there. So it's probably like this. And that looks pretty good up here on the high side. And so that might make you think that this is a break. So you can see it gaps over there. So yeah, again, you get this second entry, and if that happens and this is the break, then that makes this more aggressive. I don't think you want to take this. I should really take that off. But I mean, some people might be looking at this as like a range and a failed break lower. But the leg, this looks like one leg up. So then your range might be more like this. And in that case, it looks like you're on a midline. So I just don't think this is something you want to take. But then we get this big move up. And you get a first entry, second entry long. It kind of looks, we didn't make a new low right here, but it kind of also looks like a double test. So I think you can take this one off the EMA. Only problem is it's kind of in the middle of this channel. But this is clearly a move up, so we're looking for a new high. You get another move up in here. Um, but I don't see any way to enter this. None of this really. And so we get our break and like a little spike in channel. Well, really like this is probably like that. Overshoot leads to a break. This is some sideways stuff. And this channel up. And this is right at the end of the day, so you can't be taking anything in here. So let's redraw this. I can't leave with it looking like this. I mean, I think it's probably more so like this, and you get that really big overshoot. Yeah, and then you can see it bounces off the trend channel. Yeah, so that's probably how it is. So that's how I saw it this evening, today, tonight. I hope everyone had a great day, and I'll be back tomorrow.